workplace mental health is getting worse while workplace toxicity is on the rise. That's according to a study from Business Wire. It found significant barriers to showing empathy at work, leading to issues of all kinds. And for tips on navigating workplace conflict and how you can better yourself, we're joined by Linda Taliaferro. Thanks a lot for coming in.
Hey, it's a pleasure, Chris. It's a pleasure.
So in your job, how often do people come to you with workplace conflict issues? Is this a big thing?
Unfortunately, it is. I get a lot of team members either on my team or people that just feel comfortable talking and need an ear come to me sharing either confusion they have, discourse, or actual debating, serious fights, something that could raise to another level, unfortunately, if it's not addressed early.
Yeah, something you don't want in your workplace, for sure. So what are some of the tips you offer then to help them through this?
Well, like I first just mentioned, jump at it early.
Okay, so timing's key.
Timing is definitely key. If you get a sense that someone is kind of not receiving anything you're doing well, or it seems like every time you mention something, they have something negative to say, address it. Talk to them. We talked, I think, some time ago, Chris, about emotional intelligence, and this is where it's key, right? Because first you want to do some reflection, make sure it's not you over-exaggerating, right? And being super sensitive. So that self-awareness is critical. But once you realize, no, I'm not, I'm actually hearing what I'm hearing, I think it's very important to then, if possible, early on, sit down with that individual and have a conversation. And I would approach it with, it's my impression that. Is that true? And then the key is active listening. Let that individual share and you truly listen to understand.
Yeah, it's good to get a jump on things because also sometimes there might just be a misunderstanding. You might think you're being mistreated. I don't think I'm mistreating you, but if you talk about it, then both sides can hopefully see where you're each coming from.
Spot on, Chris, spot on. And it's most important to look at the issue. So is there a particular topic? Is there just a disagreement about an idea or a way forward or an action plan? And try not to internalize it and make it personal. That's why jumping on it early is so important. Really getting context around what you perceive to be a potential massive problem may not be there.
Okay, it's one thing to maybe approach your peer. It's another thing to approach a boss or a higher up.
Yes.
So is there a different approach to that, or do you pretty much take the same one?
For me, it's about the same. Yes, they have a different, their box is different on the org chart than yours, for sure. So, and you would have the level of professional respect for your peers as you would your boss. So I would say it would be the same. And early on is so important. But this is where relationships are important. Hopefully you have cultivated some type of relationship with your leader, such that when you do feel like there's a disagreement or a disconnect, you can come to he or she early on, share what you perceive, and then try to get things on the same level playing ground. Make sure you have a clear understanding, maybe a misunderstanding. You've got that clarity, you can move forward. Or there's truly a problem, and you have an opportunity early on to address it. So I think the approach is the same.
Yeah, get to it early and have some open and honest conversation. Linda, thanks a lot for sharing all this with us.
Yes, I appreciate it.
Appreciate your visits.